Good morning, good morning, good morning. A little late this morning, but we made it. We're going to be just fine. Let me mark out some things real quick. We have a few minutes. Well, actually, we have 1 minute before this candle starts. Ooh, a little bit of an anomaly here on the 5 minute, but let's take out some zones here. We have a little bit of some info from yesterday. I'm going to scratch everything from yesterday. Besides this, it's going to be our first level buyers here. And let's make some new points here, but we're going to do a new pre-market low, pre-market high, which should be decent. Here's our pre-market high here. Here's our pre-market low, roughly here. We'll zoom in on that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me get some music started this morning, man. All right, let's keep it chill here. Let's keep it chill here. Yeah. All right. Some zones up here that we're gonna scratch for later. As we need to get to them, we'll get to them. There we go. I don't want to delete everything, so. Alrighty. Start the morning here. And we got music now. There we go. Man, it's a little loud here. Alright. Alrighty. So, off the morning here, we got our first candle, 9:30. Bit of a tight range bar here. Did nothing too crazy, about a 40-point bar. And now we're getting into the morning here. I'm a little late, I'm not gonna lie. I was running to work and it just takes a little longer. A little different routine here this morning. Turn off some sounds real quick. There we go. Now we're kicking here. Yeah, so I'm not really expecting too much today. We had that big move yesterday. We had data. We got data this morning, employment change. Really, I didn't look too much on the fundamentals of the market yesterday, but I'm assuming this war has set a different tone, right? The escalation, that's going to be putting some pressure on the markets. So things like oil, gold, different commodities that are going to be affected, right? If I was trading stocks, there'd be a whole range of stocks that it would be tickers be moving because of the war, right? And then you have the hurricane, and there's a lot of things that could be affected in different ways. All right, this is going to be our clean chart here. This is going to be our clean chart, actually. Yeah, that's fine. Clean chart here. Nothing much to do here. I got this first candle here that's real tight. This one's just a bearish candle. No top wick at all. Just sold off immediately into the 5 minutes. Oh, that was an interesting drum beat. Almost thought it was two different songs for a second. I was like, huh. Good morning, good morning. Again. Man. All right. Touching that pre-market low. Testing. We got a little bit of buyers down here. And these are the big buyers from yesterday at this 800 level that I was kind of staying away from. I was expecting buying pressure to be down here, which it didn't even get to touch it. Got close to it and buyers just stepped in. So, yeah, that was very interesting. Bring this up a touch here. Bring this up a smidge. All right. It's popping off that pre-market low here. Sticking to the 5 minute. Haven't got a chance to do enough back testing with the 1 minute. This is pretty serious jazz music right here. I need to switch it up. Can't do it. A little too heavy. Let's go a little lighter. Let's go a little lighter.
It's a scorcher out there in Chillville as the summer is finally here. If you don't have an AC, better stick your head in the fridge or something. And if you're on the move, flag down to Mr. Chili's ice cream truck. They're all over the city. Either way, stay cool.
Alright, we'll chill out here. So nothing going on. Testing this pre-market. Well, I shouldn't say nothing going on. Testing this pre-market low right here. 20,000, 19,900 is that psych level. 800 is that next level, and then we got 20,000 is going to be a big resistance here, as it has been. So tried to test it a bunch of times. Got a little bit of a head and shoulders on the post market, which, you know, I'm not a pattern trader per se, but head and shoulders has technicals that can be really respected. A little bit of sellers in pre-market here. Nothing too crazy, to be honest with you. A little bit of sellers right here. Cracking pre-market lows. We start dipping into these buyers in a second. Good morning, Trader DLS. Good morning, good morning. No trades yet. Kicking back. Tapped out these sellers. Testing pre-market lows. About to run into these buyers here. A little bit light buyers. This is going to be too heavy. This I expect to get cracked through pretty easily if it does crack through it. This is where there's going to be a lot of buying. A lot of institutional buying previously. So notice we're dipping our toe in these buyers right here. So seeing how this is going to react. Talked a little bit about the pressures from the escalation from the war, right? That's going to be putting some pressure on the market. We got data. We got all kinds of things that are going to be throwing a little bit of pressure here. So we got the 5 and the 15 minute here. Got a clean chart, and then I actually want to open up one more for commodities. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna do commodities here. Don't really need to remove nothing because it doesn't matter. Let's go gold, and let's go oil. Because both of these should have ripped from that escalation. Yeah, see that? This is the news that dropped. Boom. It should keep flying. Oil should running into a little bit of some sell side pressure, but this is massive, massive. So we'll see how this continues. Those are 15-minute. We'll go 5-minute. And I'll probably end up putting in a little bit of some high Kanashis here. Let's see. Yep. All right. There's that. 5-minute cracking pre-market lows. Starting to crack into these buyers as well. This is going to be the big test here. Good morning, LND. How are you? Sorry, I'm on a laptop, so I don't have multiple screens, so I have to keep alt-tabbing to check the chat right now. I get internet today at my house, so I'll have my 3 screens back, and I could start managing things appropriately. Until then, I'm just glad to have my mic on. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, so just so you both know too, I'm talking to an editor right now, and because I just don't have the time to edit. Between this and work and everything, I'm basically putting in 12, 13-hour days, sometimes 14-hour days. But I'm gonna have an editor here pretty soon helping me roll through some recap videos, some daily recaps that'll be short, be like 4 or 5 minutes long, right? Little snacks. And then I'll be having some shorts, just like, just showing some of the highlights from the lives. And then I'm going to be doing weekly recap videos, and yeah, should be pretty solid, real juicy. Weekly recaps are nice because eventually, with this strategy, if you had something similar, you can kind of compare and see how many points would have been drawn out of the market. That's what I like to do. I like to basically see how accurate I was with my own strategy, because my strategy is profitable, especially through backtesting. It's extremely profitable. But can I trade it appropriately? That's where we're here, right? So yeah, recaps are gonna happen for sure. For sure, they're gonna be a thing. So that'll be good. I'll even eventually I'm gonna draw in some other traders, right? Some other successful, profitable traders, and we'll go over a couple different ideas, because there's many ways to dress up a steak, And at the end of the day, we all have different perspectives, brains, upbringings. We look at things a little differently. I backtested a bit with your trendline breakout strat. Oh, cool. Yeah, no worries, dude. Dude, you're backtesting. That's already you're already killing it by backtesting, right? That's great. So, anyways, something simple as far as price action and price action. You could throw something as simple as like a VWAP in there and be like, I'm only gonna do this when it's under VWAP or over VWAP, or if it touches VWAP and it's this context, I'm gonna take profits here. There's all kinds of different ways to dress it up, but you don't want to go too crazy. Like even me, volume, I don't even really volume's something new for me. That's the newest addition to this strategy, is volume. Technically these zones are kind of too, but I don't technically use them. I did use it yesterday because I knew right here, I knew that if I took this trend break, this right here, and I wanted to go shorter, I knew I was dipping into really heavy buying down here. And we were already down like 450 points, 500 points. I was like, do I really want to take this short here? Or do I want to just wait and see how it reacts around these buyers? Because if it cuts through the buyers, there'll be more opportunity to short below the buyers. But do I want to short into these buyers, knowing that they're going to scoop up a lot of shares? And I didn't take it. And look at that. We just bounced off. I would have got stopped out here. And then we doubled. And I actually caught the trap here too. But nonetheless, things like these, right? You kind of want to be like a scientist with it. You want to take something very basic, get some good information. Wow, we just ripped off these buyers. So this is where I was saying where the buyers were, right? So we're just gonna call it like this. Technically, this would be a wick on something else on a bigger time frame, but it's bodying on the 15-minute too. This is a twin double body. Marks a reversal pattern for many people. A little bit of a trap too. Let me just double check here. Let's go to the clean chart. Yeah, so with this breaking out of pre-market context, you can't really see it, but it tried to go a little lower and then came back up into range. This technically could be a trap. It's not fantastic. As long as it stays above this, I don't take it to the upside. But yeah, this is just ripping. Hit those buyers came in and just blasted this thing. So you got a little bit of some pre-market sellers here. Nothing too crazy. I'd say the next round of sellers, you know, obviously we have we have tons of sellers here from yesterday. So we'll mark that on the 15-minute though. Let's see here. So I wouldn't even really be too concerned about any of the selling. The selling right here is I think we've run through that pretty easy. But this selling over here, this is our dog right here. So we're gonna run into these guys. This is going to be, if we get back up into this range, it's going to be a different ball game. So now, since we're between these two players and they're kind of tight, I don't care. I'm going to take shorts and longs either way into these guys because I feel like they're going to get chewed up a little bit. But yeah, this is pretty intense so far. So we got our first little trend of the day here, and that is close to a break. That is very close. Very close to a break. Let me just get this very tidy here. That's about center, right? Yeah, that's a break. So, break here. If this candle goes green, the only thing is, I have a rule. It's usually not the first few bars of the day, but usually if the bar that I'm taking, signal bar, is the biggest bar of the day, I don't like to take it because it's likely to fail. I should say more likely to fail. I think this is the biggest bar of the day right here. Yeah, so that 82-point bar is the biggest bar of the day. So if this candle was green, I still would not take this trade, even though some of the time it works. It works like, I think it works like 35% of the time, 40% of the time, I forget. I need to get the data for it, but would not take it. But it does work some of the time. I would prefer to see another opportunity up here. If this is really that strong, and let's say we get another green bar that's, by the way, none of this is recommendations. Trade your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. So let's just say it was like that green bar was right here, right? And we break through all the way up here. We just shoot up, which is cool. But it's going to give us another opportunity somewhere for the upside. And then we get to have a little bit of headroom. But so far, it's a little bit of volatility. I bet you this looks better in the 2-minute man for trading. Yeah, just crack through that. It's actually kind of tough either way. Very tough. Alright, let's check commodities. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff popping off, man. Pretty crazy. Let's double check here. And let's see, we got a break. One break goes at an extreme. To be honest, I hope this goes red. Because I don't want to be on the fence about this green bar. I hope it goes red or doji, so I don't have to even mess with it. Dewey, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining. If you sent me notifications, I have them turned off, so not your notifications, but the sounds, so I won't see them. Dewey, how you doing this morning? You already take some trades? Again, sorry if I'm a little late to respond on the laptop. So, like I said, I have to keep alt-tabbing for the time being. 53 seconds left in this candle. Little bit of a break. Tried to go higher. Ooh. Came back to the end of the range. Ran into a little bit of sellers up here. Not too bad. We're just kind of range bound right now. This pre-market low though. Shot into some of these sellers. We're gonna see if they're still. They looked. I mean, you see this volume, right? They looked like they wanted a piece of the pie. So these guys bought it up. But if there's no new buying interest, especially at these levels, right? If we don't get above these levels with new buying interest right here, it's going to keep putting pressure on those buyers and see how much they can eat. Hope they are hungry. So that candle ended up being red, which is great. I would rather not take it anyways. Just gotta keep my eye on some other things here. Not much going on in the 15-minute. Yesterday's the strat was 100% accurate. 100% accurate, only 4 trades, but almost 400 points brought out of the market. Just a really good day. Really good day. I didn't even get to trade the full measure of those revise its oil price assumptions. Oh, interesting. So with yesterday, I cut those trades early, even though I knew they were validated. I said before the stream, I said this trade's still validated. There's no reason for me to get out of this trade. It's just I can't manage it. And what that basically means is there's ways for me to get out of the trade early, and it's basically when the momentum shifts, and I see that reflected through basically a setup or 2 setups in the opposite direction. This means I have to shift out of my position and rotate. That's the only way I get out of a trade early. I don't cut a trade early just to take profits. Typically, yesterday you saw me take profits. You saw me take profits here. So I bought this right here. I think we went long here, somewhere in here. Went long, and I knew that there was sellers here, right? So I sold one right at 88 because I was in for 2. I was in on the 5-minute context. I was in on the 15-minute context. I had to go to work though. I forget where I had to go to work at. I had to go to work like right here. And so I was like, I'm going to take one here because we're getting close, and I think there's going to be sellers here. And look what, there's sellers there. Boom, just knocked it down. We did get news about that bombing that happened too, though, right? The missiles. But I wanted to reload. That was the key. I wanted to reload into these buyers here. And oh man, had I reloaded, which I probably would have tried to get in somewhere at the 80 mark. I think the 80 mark was realistic. Even though this would have been a little bit intimidating, seeing it flushed like this twice, even breaking new lows. But the 80 mark would have reloaded, and then look, we ended up getting our profit target, which was right up in this area up here. It was like 72 or something like that. Got the profit target on both of those contracts. So that would have just been, if I would have did the sell and reload, that would have been like 500 points, which was insane. So a couple different ideas from yesterday on that. But anyways, that was yesterday. Today, we're chilling. Good morning, by the way. Those new to the stream, appreciate you being here. No real action going on yet. We did come down about a little over 100 points, 130 points. I mean, there is action, but nothing that I could actually get my hands on yet. Tried to break pre-market lows. It got bought back up. We identified some buyers, which were right over here. Right over here. Oops, didn't mean to move that. Right over here, and you see that we just dipped our toes into these buyers here. So I move this down right here. That's our buyers here. So they just kind of showed some love down there. We've got sellers here in the pre-market. Got a lot of buyers, and this big square down here is a ton of buyers, and we could see that from this other day. Massive buying volume, right? Huge, clean institutional buying. I could probably even Nah, we'll leave it here. This is good. Big buying. So there should be some buy side liquidity here, and we noticed that we got near it yesterday and just kind of grazed it. And we got some new buyers that were interested in even getting front running that price a little bit, which is what they did. So now we got a little bit more between our sellers, a little bit of light selling in the morning, and then we got just this guy, which is just sellers from yesterday. Just a lot of selling from yesterday. So to get up through that range would be impressive. Hope you guys have a good morning. Sipping on a little bit of coffee. I had a Starbucks right by my work, so I just go over there real quick. But if you're a coffee nerd, Starbucks is, unless they're going to sponsor me and advertise me, which at that point I will say Starbucks is the best ever. But since they're not, yeah, there's a lot of specialty coffee, single origin stuff that you can get from your local coffee shops and stuff, cafes that'll blow this out of the water. Blow it out of the water. A little bit of a downtrend here. We hit the 7 o'clock mark, so now my trends can be drawn differently. I don't have to have the same kind of trend rules. First 30 minutes of the day, I have to draw my trends a little bit differently because they're more likely to get ran through if I don't. So this may be our first break on the morning. Volume's going to be something to watch here, but I'm not going to really care too much. Usually if we break here, I want to get above this volume. But when we're kind of consolidating, it doesn't matter too much. If we were range bound and then I came down, I would want to get over this volume here if we were going to go back up again. But if we were trending, not range bound, trending. But since we're range bound right now, anything can happen. So especially after a day like yesterday, market makers are probably want to kind of flip the switch on their machines and maybe do a little bit of price suppression. People are going to be a little bit exhausted. You know, there might be a rotation into different stocks with the Nasdaq, with the ES, the Dow, right? Rotation into different stocks, which could cause a little bit of messiness here. As the market's digesting that news from yesterday as well. So a lot of different ways to look at it, a bunch of different takes. For us, we're just going to look at price action though. And I say us, I mean my strategy. So that's it. I'll just type these guys in here. There we go. Yeah. Should I big or strong? Strong. Alright, we got light sellers here, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this crack. But this is going to be the beginning of our heavy selling here. So, now we can break up this range too. Doesn't need to be all one range. Let me see here. Actually, I might break it up a touch. I did it on the 15-minute. We had a little bit. Nah, you know, it's all pretty strong there, actually, the whole way through. Probably zoom in a little bit on like 1 minute and clean it up a little bit, but once we start tapping into this area with a little bit of buy side strength, we'll just use how far it goes up as context. So buyers stepped in. Notice we're testing these light sellers. See that? Right here. Boom, boom. Sellers are going to be looking to sell again. See, we dipped our little toe in the water there. Boop. So doesn't mean that we're gonna fall away from it. It just means that we're testing those waters here. We're seeing, are there sellers here knocking on the door a little bit? And right now you'd be like, oh shoot, there is sellers here. But if we have strong buying just dredging in here, then they're going to be putting some pressure on these guys For sure. 48 seconds left. Might have our first strong break of the morning. If we get another break to the upside, break through pre-market highs, lows, it's going to be a little scary for me to get, to go long here, but it is what it is. I'm going long. Yeah, we got a lot of sellers to go through from yesterday, so. But I would not be surprised. Be a little bit range bound today. We're between some big players here in the market right now, so we're gonna find out. See, just dipped our toe in the water, retraced probably 20 something points, 25 points. Yeah, just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Sellers are still there. So if this candle goes green, I'm going to take it long. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. Appreciate you guys being here, though. If you guys have any theories, thoughts, you took any trades this morning, please put them in the chat. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't know, I will say, I don't know. I'm not sure. So until then, just chilling a little bit. Gonna check commodities. Gold's still ripping. Oil's having a little bit of a cool off here. Actually, that's looking really interesting. I wonder how that looks back on a regular candlestick chart here. Ooh. Tried to pick up, went way big. Bottom way down. A lot of sellers up there at that area. Wonder if there's previous sellers up here. Oh, yeah. Yep. What is this? And you got sellers here. Boom. Oh, what? What is this? I don't want that. All right. Dewey's got some. Dewey just sent the wire to me right now. We're going to see what's going on with that in a second. This is the sellers. Ooh, see? Here's your sellers. Try to eat above them. New seller stepped in. And I think here was just you couldn't find buying interest. This is the big thing. You couldn't find buying interest up here to take it above these sellers. Because if you see buyers were here, there wasn't real like selling yet until this little volume increase selling here. You just couldn't find the buyers up above these levels yet. So I would mark this as I'd still cake that off, since a lot of those sellers had been not there previously, and this is where I would actually be putting my sellers right here. Because you have these sellers from here. By the way, I need to keep an eye on price action here. 2 minutes left for this candle. If it goes green, I'm going to take it. So you have sellers right here. Those are your sellers. Notice how we're having a hard time. Breaks up, comes back down. Kind of dredges up a little bit, comes back down. Comes up, tries to break out, comes back down. I think these sellers are all still here. But if you wanted to refine it a touch, I would say you could probably refine it to right here. Say about right there. And the idea is now you have new selling that came in. And you need strong buyers above this area here. And that's how I would look at it. Gold is looking like it's melting up a little bit, so these buyers are just chewing that up. Whew. Okay, so anyways, that's my take on oil. On the buy side here, this is your buyers right here. All right. All right, Dewey's killing it this morning. Dewey's already in there. Dude's like It was like a blacksmith. Actually, you feel like a blacksmith. You got a picture of like a dude looking like he's going over scrolls, but all right, 45 seconds. If this candle goes green, I'm taking it. Yeah, I have gold and oil up there as well. I started using the rocket emoji. Did I take the long from the bottom? I'm sure I wanted to. Yeah, from the buyers right here. Yeah, eventually I'll be a little bit more keen on um, getting where buyers are in, but I just don't have the data to do it. So psychology and discipline would be really off if I was to play these where these levels and zones are at. Hope this candle goes green a little bit. Doesn't look like it's going to. If we get a little bit up here, maybe like the 57, 58, I take it. But that is not a long. And we have a new high on the day. So pivot high moves. We have a new pivot high here. Here it is. Gonna wait for a little bit more. It's gonna have to make a decision. If it's building strength right here, and we get a little bit like this, and then it shoots up, this could be pretty good for the upside. If it's having a hard time, and we kind of keep doing this kind of dredging thing, this is where trend breaks, light trend breaks, kind of come into play with these trend lines. Waiting for the second bar, stuff like this can protect you. Not financial advice, by the way, not a recommendation, but can protect you from um, weakness in trends, right? That's the idea. And protecting you from weakness, it can keep you out of a lot of false breaks. So those are things to keep in mind. So a little bit here, got another 10 minutes before we make a decision on that. Keeping an eye on gold and oil here. We're between these two players. Notice it dipped where I marked these previous buyers, and they just ate them all back up again. So you're between these two players on oil at the moment. And we'll mark some more levels here. And I don't see anybody there. I do see people here. And a little bit of some people down here. How does this volume look? Here. All right. There's your levels for oil. So now if you do break above this, you can get really crazy to the upside. But until then, if we hit these two players again, that's a little interesting having that much of a breakout there, but we'll see what happens. So, oh, this is a little too synthy for me this morning. I feel like I'm trying to overcome a battle that I've been having. Like standing at the top of the mountain of an emotional battle. 5-minute ATR at 19,986. So Dewey's flat at the moment. Daily pivot point is up there at 2040 area, and the rule is the price tends to move towards the pivot point 80% of the time. So 20,040. 5-minute ATR at 1986, possible 1986 right here. So this is his ATR, 5-minute ATR 96. So saying that this is going to mark as an area of resistance that the price should reflect off of. Should average true range, right? And then 2040 is some kind of pivot, although I don't think we've gone over pivots yet. I don't know if I've actually seen pivots on your charts yet, but this is Mark Dewey's 2040 here, so we're going to be keeping an eye on these two levels, see how they react off that. Again, he's a scalper. Only takes maybe 10 to 30, sometimes 40 points at a time. I think, right, Dewey? I would say most of the time. You would be lean heavily on the scalp side as opposed to a trend side, whereas I'm in this strategy kind of goes in the middle, but I do catch big parts of the moves. Nonetheless, here we are. So a possible short front running at 72s here. I might dip my toes in the water there. We'll see. I don't have a true strat for that yet. So on our clean chart, oh, I think this is the soundtrack with the Willy Wonka stuff. So that yellow one is the 5-minute ATR. Oh, PP is yellow dots, which is the pivot point. Pivot point. Okay. Dude, your charts look so insane. I don't look insane. They just look intense. That's what I mean to say. They look intense. I look at my chart and then I look at your chart and I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm going to battle. Okay, 15-minute chart. Okay. So more strength with that 15-minute point then. All right, so this is a 15-minute point right up here for that 2040. All right, now is this a break? Let's go to a clean chart here. Let's clean this up a little bit. And that's not a break, so I would not take that. This is a little slight downtrend though, so I will look for this. Buyers are scooping it. But we'll see. Pretty wicky right now, right? Not super clean. And that's all right. Let's mark out some people on gold too. This right here is a buyer here on gold. So we have this. See, boom, boom, boom. Test back. We could go to the extreme here, but I think this is better. So here's your buyers on gold. And say real selling was, it's real nasty. It's nasty. Here's a big institutional buying here in liquidation, so we can mark this whole area. This got taken by this though, so that's gone. Yeah, so I say this is the next level. Is there anything else? There we go. Here's some love. Don't like that. Keep an eye over here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's, there you go. There we go. Got a couple points here. Mark both of these out. Mark both of these out here. No. All right, let's see. Oh, that's I got some headroom there. So we got some room to the upside. Oh, a little bit of a break here. We'll see. All right, so that 84 level, or what did you say, 84? I have to say 86. Is it 86? 86. Okay, possible. Yes. Keep in mind that it did run up 135, 40 points, so it can pause, pull back, etc. It's part of speculation. You got to maybe fluid like water. Oh, like a ninja. So Dewey's got a 5-minute ATR here. We got a pivot point here at the 40s on a 15-minute range. So this one at the 40s is going to be stronger than this one at the 86. I'm not going to trade either of these, mind you, but this is something for speculation, like you said. I'm going to be looking to, hopefully, if this breaks, I'm going to be looking to go along here. Should get a little bit of follow through up into those 80s. Notice that 80 levels right where we have those sellers starting to come in. So 80s is going to be a bit of a resistance here right off the gate. I think we are breaking. Yep, we are breaking. So I would like to see a little bit of volume uptick here. I would like it to at least see it above this. And then we got this pre-market high pre-market high to get through. So with some ideas, marking out gold. I'm trying to get this little dredge over here. I'm trying to get this stretched out. That way we can see where we have actual sellers and buyers in the market for gold. That way we can play this appropriately. Okay, so we got some room to the upside on gold. This selling here was not like just real crazy selling. This got kind of taken as a real messy. This is real buying though, so notice that this got taken. So we have buyers here. So if you were looking at this, see, this changes the perspective. If I was looking at this now from a different perspective, buyers should be dredging this up a little bit, but how's the volume here? Buying, increasing, okay. Nothing to do here on this candle, but this is a signal candle, so that's a first break. Volume is up above that point where I wanted it, right? That's a great sign for a bull. We got a little bit of headroom here. Got to get through these pre-market highs. We got a resistance at the, like you said, the ATR of that 2040. So what would you say, Dewey? Would you say you look for, if it was up to that 40 level, how many points would you be happy with taking? Would you like take it back to pre-market highs maybe at 15? Maybe looking for like maybe a 25-point scalp or something? VIX is on a downtrend, okay. Giving us a little bit of pressure to the upside. All right, here's our clean chart, clean 5-minute. I need to keep an eye on the 15-minute too. By the way, the 15 minutes has kind of been dredging. I did call a trap here, a little bit of a trap. So could be in the context, I don't really like taking pre-market stuff into consideration, but this is a bit of a trap. So this could be a little bit of headwinds here, which 1.75 would be about right here. So my level for a trap would be up here at the 60s. But we'll see what happens here. Now, if this broke out, try to go higher, came back down here below this 75, so I'm going to go short. Now, the tough thing about me going short, though, on a 5-minute context, if we're in the context of a 15-minute trap here, is that I don't love to take 15-minute traps. Did we break out? What did we break out of? We broke out of pretty much everything down here. Really tough, because if I'm taking yesterday's context into consideration, which I don't like doing on any of my other charts, but the 15-minute is a bigger time frame. It carries different weight. So I'm not supposed to go short when I'm in a 15-minute context. But since I don't take post-market and pre-market into consideration, because I just don't have the data, I would go short if this came back down to range here. Although it being in the 15-minute window, if this was actually a short under the appropriate context for me, I would not take this short. But I'm going to be looking to take this short more than likely. Let's go to the clean chart here. I'm going to look at the 5-minute for a second. So we got 2 minutes left in this candle. I'll tell you where I want it. We came up, we tested pre-market highs, we rejected off them pretty heavy. As long as we don't get below here, I'm going to go short. We got to be I would prefer us to be between these two ranges here. The best case scenario for me, I feel like, would be somewhere close to these bars here. If we can get a close like in this little pocket here, that would be even better consideration. But I'll take a short anywhere here as long as we get close. Even if it's touching this, I don't know. Touching it might be a little bit. So between 75 and 45. So a 30-point window here. As long as we get between these two bars, I'm going to go short if it closes. Not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. Trade at your own risk. Yeah, not a recommendation. But that's going to be my move. This will be the first trade of the day. Trap. I like it. Like I said, the only thing that that's I don't love is this 15-minute trap to the upside. We're not out of it until 63. So if that was in a regular range, regular part of the day, I would not take this short. But since it's post-market, the percentage chance goes down. So it's a little tricky. That's what I'm saying. So my brackets does the work. So we did get to 100% retracement at 8:30 Eastern. High. I only use 15-minute time frame zones. Or look at higher, lower, higher entry. Use 1 minute and 3 minute take my entry. All right. So you use a 15-minute for context, and you get the you use your entries with a smaller time frame. All right. Let's see. Between these two ranges, I'm going to go short, not a recommendation. Let's see what happens here. I'm a little sad I haven't been able to trade my fast track account because I don't have my computer set up. So, all right, I am short here. Not a recommendation. Let's see. Short 14. I'm going to go 17. Let me see here. 14. 13.25. So I'm going to go 17.25. 17.25. Yeah, this is fine. All right, not a recommendation. And really, it's really something that I have to do anyways because I don't have the data for the 15-minute. So again, it's a little bit of, what do you call it, a mixed wins here, right? And because in a sense, I'm not really loving the, by the way, if it retraces up here and comes up to maybe like the 80s isn't good enough. Let me see here. Where are we at here? What is this? 80s? This is 80s technically. I don't want to take one more at 80s. Let me see what's half at 80s. I'm going to add another short here at the 96. I'll add another one at a discount if it comes back up. Again, the idea is you're assuming that there's bulls trapped here, right? Tried to break out of these bars, went higher, came back down into range. But we will see. I'm going to take a little bit of a discount short here, so this should cost me another 40 bucks, right? 40 bucks for a gain of, where are we at here? I'm doing a trap, so let's see. By the way, I'm going to keep my eye on commodities. Ooh, I'm going to be a buyer here. I'm going to buy one here.
Order filled.
I'll put my stop below here. I want to take my profit. That is a huge sell bar, though. Meh. We're fine. I'll go 50% retracement. That is really not a lot. All right. So, getting back up here. Again, like I said, I didn't... This is a little bit tricky of a context for me. This is the wrong direction anyways. Let's go like
Order
this.
filled.
All right, got filled on the second. So this is saying that we're going to test these lows possibly. All right, let me see. 5. Yeah. I'll even take another right here. That's another 20 bucks for me. $7, $14. I'll take another one right here. Could get blown out all this, but that's all right. If the trap is in play, I'm getting really good pricing for it. Buyers do have to take it above. It does look pretty strong. I'm not lying to you here. But we'll see. If you guys are new here, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. This is the first trade of the day, and I'm not in love with it. I'm not in love with it. Just because of the 15-minute context here. So, oh, look at that. Well, there we go. At least we got a little fill here off these buyers on the oil trade. That worked out. Found the buyers. They still presented themselves. Ended up taking like about a halfway through these two players here. That wasn't bad. I would have been a buyer again down here, but All is well. This isn't even really super accurate. It's like become this small little range now. There you go. Tiny buyers. But they bought. It's good to know. All right. We'll see. Get another little one here. Engulfing, engulfing, engulfing. This looks bullish. But there are bulls trapped here. And a lack of buying interest, hence the trap. I'm giving myself a few points of slippage here. Oh, I should. Let me see here. If this gets a little bit, we'll say disgruntled. You guys weren't here. I have a different terminology for that. But let's see. 23, that's just too much. I don't want to take another few points of slippage there. But I'm saying if this was a little bit, we'll say if market makers are flipping the switch here, this could get to here, the 24 in this line, and then just beam down again. And I don't want to get stopped and ran. That's bullish. We will see. I might give it a little bit. I'm going to give it a little bit of room here because this is following some similar context here. I'm going to give it a little bit. Tiny bit. Schmidge. Oh, it didn't film me though. I'm a little bummed about that. I'm actually really bummed about that. That would have been a sweet. Look at that. 2 points off. Oh, Israel mulling attacks on Iran oil rigs. Uh-oh. Whoa-oh. Check the news here. Biden joined G7 call in the Middle East Wednesday. Israel said mulling attacks on Iran oil rigs, nuclear sites in response to missile attack. Woo! All right, so if this heats up to the upside, we could melt up here. Break these pre-market highs. Keeping an eye here on, oh, missed that second entry on, well, I didn't miss it, but you could have front ran it a little bit. Traded the range. I wonder if that was in response to that news. So pretty heavy selling here on gold as well.
Order filled.
All right, so which one got filled? Okay, so I'm in for 3 now. So it ran up, wicked up again, came down. We're going to see if we blast off out of here. Get stopped for 100 points this morning. Now, if we blast off, come back down into the range again, I'm not only going to go, I'm probably going for 5 short. Because a double trap is like honey for a bear. So I'm just giving myself a smidge of room here. It could blast off here and stop me out, no problem. Still wouldn't have any entries yet on the long side, considering any of this context. But let's just say we broke out, tried to go higher again, which it barely did. Barely. Came back down here, below here, which I hope it does. If it does, how much time's left? 2 minutes, 30 seconds. If we get below here, I'm going to add another 2 probably. But if it stops me out, all is well. Not a recommendation, by the way. Ooh. Buyers here. You know what? I'll take one on gold too. Let's see. Market buy.
Order filled.
All right. Put my stop here. I'm gonna take profits ahead right here. Take them right here. All right. Let's see what happens here. Get a little tighter on the stop. Uh-oh. It's looking strong. Minute 30. Oh, dude, I hope it comes back down here. Not even for my trade. I just hope for the sake of this double trap. I wouldn't even care if I get stopped out, ran through, comes back. I'm taking another few to the downside. So I gave myself a little room, a smidge. Would I have gotten stopped out? I would have gotten stopped out at 3. When I back tested these double traps, these double trap contexts, there's always like a 6 to 9 point stop.
Order
There it is. All right, so that one got ran through. 50 seconds left. If this comes back down to range, I'm still going to go short. That's okay. 100 points down on that one. Didn't love it because of the 15-minute context. Where are we at here? Like I said, I didn't love it because of this 15-minute trap here. There was just, I don't have enough data on the 15-minute trap. I'm going to have to, because they don't happen too often that you see a trap happen based off the post-market context, I'll have to like rake through like a full-on like 200-300 days of trading to get like 40 setups, maybe 30 setups. They don't happen all the time. But I'll add that to my future. But look at this. See, if this comes back down 6 seconds, oh boy.
Order.
All right, I'm in for 5. If I get stopped out here on this one, that will be sad. But let me see, 20, I'm going to go 30 here. Okay, so a double trap here. I'm risking a bunch. This will be a big boy. This will be a big loss if I take this one, if I take this L here. But for it to trap twice like this, I'm probably going to take another couple. I'm probably going to take another couple up here. Take another few. Not a recommendation. Double trap. This could get very prickly around here. Very prickly. So, this is going to be tricky. So I'm going to take the first context of the short here. The reason why I went 5, by the way, is because I want my 3 back plus another 2 because the odds came up a little higher. Plus, I'll take another 3 at a great discount. So I'm going to go 2 to 1 on this, by the way, because if this fails, it should fail catastrophically. If it blows off the top, it's going to blow off the top. I'm going to give myself a smidge of room here because this is a little bit more of a wild play. Notice this, right? See how it's like a shaved edge here? Boop, 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 boop. So I don't want to get one ticked out here and that be the end of it. Not a recommendation, by the way, guys. Not a recommendation. This especially. This is a little bit heavier than I'm normally trading. But according to my data, this should work out in my... Samu, good morning. Welcome. Welcome. We'll see. We'll see. If I get filled for another 3 here. If it just blasts off, I would be really surprised. But if it blasts off and it comes up again and then comes back down again, oh my gosh. If it came down again and those guys got trapped, it would be like... It would take everything out of my power not to go 10 contracts so short. Dipping back into these buyers here. Ooh, these guys cracked. Should I be a buyer here? Yeah, I'm going to be a buyer here too. I'm going to buy 1 here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. No, I want market buy. No. Let's buy 1 here.
Order filled.
All right, so I'll put that stop back below this level. If it cracks below this. And I'll probably take it. I'll probably take it back up here. Halfway. Halfway? Halfway. All right, so I'm in the long on gold. I'm in the long on oil. And I'm in a short on the NASDAQ. And it missed my fill by 4 points to add another 3.
Order filled.
What just happened? I got stopped? Okay, I got stopped on oil. Oil ran through, which is cool. So these buyers are getting chewed up. It's up to these buyers down here now. All right, now this NASDAQ. I'm just going to pay attention to this NASDAQ trade because if this comes back down, it could... I don't want to, I don't want to jinx it here, but I don't really believe in that anyways. But just want to say this thing could come down heavy. So we'll see. They're trying. Buyers are trying. Not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk. All right, so the stop, let's see how much. If we actually catch it, by we, I'm saying me and my strategy, it'll only be $1,700 in profit. So, on 5. It's got to move, though. A little bit of a break here. All right, a little bit of a break. If it goes higher, comes back down again, I will be happy with just keeping these 3 on. If it just flies up and runs through it and we come up to these points up here, then so be it. The risk to reward here is fantastic for me. So considering this setup, God, I really don't want to get ran through here. I have to keep the stop here. I don't have a choice, but I really don't want to get thinned. Oh, all right. I'm gonna put it above here. I'm gonna put it above. Nah. Oh, I don't want to get stopped and ran though. Let me see. Let me think here for a second. 3-point stop. It's really only risking 80 points. I can't trade Dewey's level, although it does make me want to. So if this ran higher comes back down to range, this trade should, from my testing, having 3 consecutive bull traps, usually I'll see a dump. Not a recommendation, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. Oh man, I'm getting a little shaky here. This is my first triple trap. If it comes back down, not only is this my first triple trap live, but I've usually will only take it with a few contracts. But in this context, and I'm not nervous because of me getting stopped out. I'm getting nervous because of how much this could net me. So a little bit of, I'm not used to, usually I'm used to making 100 or 200 bucks in a trade, but if we actually came down and hit this 3,000 mark, that would be fantastic. I would love it. I don't know if I already told you something, but good morning. I will say it in chat. All right, let me check commodities. So that dip below came back up. So I would say these guys are gone. Sellers are kind of getting in control here. We'd like to see a dip down here before I take another. All right, so it's up to this moment. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. I really don't want it to blow off the top here. How many points am I away? What are we at? 29 to 35. Oh, brutal. I mean, I'm risking 400 points here. If I was to put it up here, that's another. But if we blow off up above that level, this thing's just going to stretch. So really, really, really tough. Really tough here for me. 2 minutes left. I'm hoping it comes back down into that not. I think more about that. I'm gonna go 5 points here. 5 points. The reason why I want to see it is not even because I want to make money, even though that's fantastic. I like the idea of seeing a triple trap traded on stream. That would be so sick if that happened and I got to film it and I got to do a breakdown of it, right? I think that is more interesting to me than actually just profiting from it. If it actually worked out, came down, oh, that would be so sick. So I'm trying to preserve it. I'm like, dude, I do not want to get top ticked here. You come back down. 1 minute left. Oh, if this comes back down here, if this comes back down to like right here, oh boy. It would be heavy. If it stays, I'm probably gonna get ran through. But if it comes back down here in this last minute to like the 20,000 mark, holy moly. I'm not gonna add another one, but it would be an ad. Uh-oh. 30 seconds left. Oh boy, if it comes down here, this is not a recommendation, by the way. Not a recommendation at all. Trade at your own risk. I'm not a financial advisor. 20 seconds. If this thing flips, goes red. Oh, things can get pretty heavy around here, pretty prickly. But you notice by me, oh man, 7 seconds. Oh no. Not a recommendation. I am not a financial advisor. Oh no. Dude. Holy smokes. It came back, went red. It didn't go red all the way. But this is a triple trap right here. And I have not seen yet a triple trap. This could be the first one, by the way. I'm just saying, I personally, through a back testing, like probably like 20 of these triple traps, I have not seen one get ran through yet. So if this one gets ran through, it will be the first that I've seen that gets ran through. Not a recommendation, by the way. Not a recommendation. I cannot explain to you guys how much this is not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah, Dewey, you feel it, right? You feel it, Dewey. I will be disappointed merely on not being able to catch this on stream. I could care less about losing the 500 bucks here. I will be disappointed for this to not like be like, dude, we saw the triple trap. Oh, dude, don't tick and drop me, please. Don't tick and drop me. Yeah, I can't even look. I know it's weak. It sounds weak. By the way, these bars are getting chewed up a little bit. No buying interest above this level. Come on, mate. Work for me. Triple trap. How awesome would that be? Catching on stream. I took one in the Discord chat. I took a triple trap on the Discord chat. The only way that I feel like this one doesn't work for me is because of the 15-minute context. Because all those bears are trapped on that 15-minute context down there. That's how I feel like it doesn't work. Because of this guy right here. This, let me see here. This guy right here. This breakout trap. This is how I feel like. But from a standpoint here, there's still a lot of headroom upside. Doji's not bad at the top of a range, but the Doji it needs to break below this in the next 12 minutes for it to actually be like a Doji. Otherwise, this thing could just stretch and tap these 80s up here. I do want to see it though. I'm not gonna lie. Well, my hopes are high, but I also know the market, and the market can do anything. So, dude, I'm gonna have to play a game of chess or something here. All right, so I might get stopped out on this one. Looks like the buyers are not able to hold in this one. This isn't really, this is kind of off script. Ooh.
Order filled.
All right, I'm gonna try one here. These buyers were maybe retrace a little bit up to there. This is kind of stepping in the water. I might buy one more here. If these guys get ran through, that would be wild. Put my stop right here. All right, so buyers cracking here. Oh man, this is going to be a bummer if this one doesn't take. It'd be the most disappointing thing that I've done on stream so far if this one doesn't take. And really, I think it's because of the 50-minute context if it doesn't. But again, I don't even think I have a data source for a triple trap with a 15-minute context. That could be pretty wild. Uh-oh. Might get ran through. This could be the moment.
Order.
Oh! What a disappointment. Oh, man, that's disappointing. But yeah, here we have some leg room. Man, gosh, I wanted that to happen on stream. That would have been so sick. That would have been so sick. The content would have been sick. Oh, man. All right, am down 300 points today. I went a little heavy. This I'm not gonna lie, I went a little heavy here, and that's fine with me. You guys saw that it was almost a 10-to-1 risk. So, you know, I risked what $400 to make about 3,000, 3,500, something like that. So I'm okay with that 100% because first off, 10-to-1 risks don't really come around that often. By the way, if this one comes back down into this range, and it comes back down here, I'm getting back in again into the short. Maybe heavy. I don't know. But let me see. Did that 15-minute take yet? Gosh, that would have been so sick. It would have been so sick. All right, so again, just a little recap here. All right, so off this, because of this trap, broke out, came up higher. I think this is actually putting pressure onto the upside in terms of my strategy, right? So this is the take profit up here, the 61. I didn't get into this trade because oh, don't tell me it's coming back down again. These balarkies. I might, dude. This comes back down off of this. I have to take more. I don't have a choice but to take more. That would be a quadruple trap, which I don't think I've ever seen. But not a recommendation, by the way. You guys saw me just get blown through here. Good thing I didn't move the stop up because it ran all the way to 60s. But if this thing comes back down again, I'll just be mad. Because if it comes down below here and flushes, oh. All right, I'm taking one here. Taking two. I'm okay if this rips back up. I'm going to get in a little smidge here because it hit this part. If it comes back all the way up and rips, that's okay with me. I'm cool taking 83, but I'm getting a piece of this just in case it gets to the downside trap again. Because what will happen sometimes in the market is that these traps will happen, and then we'll get the trap move all in one bar. Like they'll just do it all in one go. For my strategy, that this doesn't work like that, right? So, which would be very disappointing if that was to happen, but nonetheless. By the way, this gold is just getting crushed to the downside, eating up all these previous buyers. Don't tell me it's working. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please stay above here. Stay above here. I need you to stay above here for the next minute and a half because I'm going to reload. I may blow this account right here with how much, but having a quadruple trap now, I'll take it. I will take it. So as long as it gets below this range here, this is fine for a trap. For me. Not a recommendation, by the way. You guys just saw me lose 450 bucks off that one move. But I am, if this stays We got 1 minute. I just needed to stay above. Well, even if it does, if it,
Order filled.
what just happened? What just happened? Why am I only in 1 right now? I should be short 2.
Order filled.
That's weird. Did something else happen? Were there like limits? Okay, they're both getting ran. So that one got stopped out. This one's getting stopped. I'm just going to cut both of them because I can't manage all these at the same time. All right. 30 seconds left. Oh, no. Get out of my way. No, don't leave without me. Come back, buyers. Come back, buyers. Bring us to 20,000. Bring it up. 10 seconds. You could do it. If I blow this account right here, I'm totally cool with it, by the way. I do not want to see this thing flush in the next 10 seconds. That would be so disappointing. I'm going short.
Order filled.
I'm short 5. Okay. Quadruple trap. If this gets ran through now, this is not a recommendation, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. If this gets ran through, I am just going to be hands off on the day because now this isn't a true triple trap. I wanted it to stay above here, but it's close enough for me because of the context of these traps here. This could very well get ran through until we touch the 80s, right? I'm probably going to blow this account, which is fine. But under this context for me, a quadruple trap, I don't even think I've said that's like this is like a unicorn. A quadruple trap, boom, 1. Broke out, tried to go higher, came back down to the range, didn't break below the wick. Came up, tried to go higher, came back to the range. Broke out, went higher, just slight trapped, ripped, went higher, came back down again. That's 4 traps. Really, that's just unbelievable to me. But what are you going to do here? I don't even know how to take this context anymore. I at least want 2 to 1. I at least want this. If this goes short, breaks down, comes up, though, this is a bear trap. Oh, I'm taking the short here. I don't care. I might blow this XFA. This is not me raging, though, just so you guys know. This isn't rage or revenge trading. Statistically speaking, this is a great risk to reward for me. And this usually works out. So the reason why I'm sizing up is because of the context. Like even on the 15-minute, we got 2 minutes left in this 15-minute bar, right? Let's see, let me go to the clean chart here. Take this out here. Even if we were looking at a 15-minute standpoint. Well, it's getting a little funky. But actually, it's getting really funky on the 15-minute, but $15-minute, I was expecting maybe this broke and then came down, but the second break wasn't it. I was expecting maybe boom, this one comes up. If it came down, that's a little trappish. It's a little trap-esque. But we're gonna see. All right, so 2 minutes left in this candle. So light sellers here, and I'm getting rid of this because obviously there's no light sellers. You got near these heavy sellers and just reject it off heavy. We're going to see. I'm in for 7. Who knows? This could get really prickly here. I would love to see a big dump, though. I would love to see just this monster of a dump. If this bar goes red, I'm adding to the short, by the way. Not a recommendation. Dewey is up today on all of his accounts. Looking great. Okay. So this is a little bit of a bear trap on the 5-minute, but because of all of this, I'm staying in the short. Because of the 4 traps to the downside, I'm staying in the short. And if this thing blows up, that is fine with me. I got another XFA I could trade with, so. But really, I want to hit one of these on stream. I think that's the goal for me. I want to do it live. By the way, if you guys are new to the stream, welcome. Currently down on the day, 350 points. This break and then come back down, that is just a disappointment here. Just a disappointment. But looking for some more downside, I am. This isn't a true trap context for me, but because of this other stuff, I'm going a little off script here on the strat. Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. Could very well just get ran through here. Now, on the buy side, there are buyers, right? You have different buyers, but not crazy buying. If you notice the volume here, the volume looks a little bit like a carousel. It's like buyer, seller, buyer, seller, huge sell. Look at that volume spike on the sell, right? So obviously battling with those, but you have your buyers here, buyer here, right? And even this buyer here is looking very. If we go down to the 1 minute, we can kind of identify. Oops. All right. So if we see a little bit more of that institutionalized buying here, a little cleaner, right? So you got buyers here supporting this position, and then you have clean buyers here supporting this position here, right? We're dipping back into these buyers again. You also have a little bit of that heavy selling that just came into play right here. So now we're stuck between these two players in the market on the 1 minute standpoint. So again, that it was a bigger buying volume than sell volume, but the sell volume was still there. So that being said, oops, we'll see. If I blow this account today, it was worth it for me. It was worth it for me to take an anomaly on stream. That would have been sick. It's best to get the 150K account fast track tuning. In my opinion, it's only $270. You get $7,500 drawdown. Just my opinion, not a recommendation. Yeah, no, for sure. $7,500 drawdown is great. I still, though, in terms of size, I would still be trading the same size. So I think what the target is what's the target with that one? What's the price target? Just man, to get stopped and then come back down like that, and it's probably gonna get stopped again, ran through again. We do have some pretty strong buyers in the market, but under this context, I don't want to get gripped out and lost here. We do have big heavy sellers up here. Big heavy sellers up here. Kind of coming back into these sellers. Buying volume starting to uptick a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. That's clean. That's clean buying. Got a 3-point stop. I might take another one short. Maybe the 40s. Yeah. I'll take two more. Two more here. Oh, yeah, 50s. I'll take another 3 here.
Order filled.
Take another 3 right here at the precipice. Pretty heavy for me under normal circumstances. Because of the context of this trade, the way that we broke out kind of gave it all up. There are a lot of bulls trapped. They're going to be coming in to test these ranges again, but there's this buyer that's just dredging this up, right? These buyers are just dredging it. So, although we need new buying interest above these levels, I'm okay with basically having this great risk to reward here based off this context. But this is a little off script. So by off script, I mean this setup here, even though I re-entered it, this is not a normal re-entry for me because we broke below this level. If we came above that level, I would have went short, and that would have been that would have been like according to the plan, according to the script. But since we didn't, this is me maybe trying to still get a little piece of this action that happened over here. Pretty heavy. We're gonna see. This could be the finale. I blow this account to smithereens. And I don't like getting one ticked and then retraced. This isn't technically a one tick, but 47. Would be really interesting. I mean, it's just pure buying at this point from the 15-minute standpoint. Let's go to the clean chart here. Just huge buy side. Boom, 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 boom. So even for us to get back through this buy side on the 15-minute would be pretty interesting because there's going to be a lot of support here. We do have these sellers to kind of run through though. Right here. Yeah, that's where we're at. So buyers have scooped it. We have previous buyers down here. Oops. Turn those off. Oh, levels. All right. Could be it. We're dredging up there. All right, let's see. Right here. That's good. I mean, you guys see the risk to reward I'm talking about, right? Like, even though this is only like 3 to 1, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this context backtesting, and it like signaled the biggest dump I've ever seen. Like, I've even taken one on the Discord. Just dumped. Just dumpster dove. Boom, trap, boom, trap, boom. This technically wasn't a true trap. Great context, but it was there. Break, dump. It's like, what? And this is new. Having all that happen and then having this happen afterwards, I don't think I've ever seen that in all of my trading days since I've been looking for these patterns. I don't even think I've seen a breakout, try to go higher, come back down again into this range, which this isn't a true trap, but you could assume that there is trap traders here. Now, my theory, right, beyond this is, yeah, you're dealing with sellers and lack of buying interest up at these levels, But this person here is just the buy side. They're accumulating so strongly that it's like this it's just like this hippo, dude, that's just eating and feasting slowly. And that seller's still there throwing stuff at the hippo, but the hippo doesn't care, dude. The hippo's just like dredging through this water, just like nothing. Like, I'm looking for that seller, dude. I'm gonna take that seller out. And I'm the seller. He's trying to take me out. I keep throwing stuff at him. You need to get to 170, 157.6 before taking $3,000 withdrawal. Yeah. Yeah. Technically a little. It's like double, 2.5 basically. But that drawdown is nice. Oh. Yeah, this buyer's working. Working OT, dude. Hungry hippo buyer right here. Yeah, just a man. If I could draw a hippo right now, I would. Just eating this puppy. Just consuming. Might get stopped out here, and I'm happy with it. I really, I would take this trade 10 out of 10 times. This trade, I don't know so much about. This trade, 10 out of 10. I would take it every single time. I would take it with the same sizing every single time. This one's a little bit me trying to give. I'm content hungry. I want that good draw here. Oh, come on. All right, what is this? 1 point away? 1 point away. Oh. Average would have probably moved up like right here though. Maybe like right here. 15 points higher. There's nothing much to do here. I mean, so we're kind of in a range. From a top trend standpoint, we still haven't even made one bullish 2-bar break here all day. Because every green bar's been smacked. Green bar smacked. Green bar smacked. Green bar smacked. 2 green bars. Smacked. You see what I'm saying? Like, I can't even get in under those circumstances, right? I can't even get it for a long. Short is present, but I can't even get into a long here. That 15-minute post-market here, where was that at? This guy, I think, that should have been my entry. Exit would have been 4 points away. So is that 4 points away? Maybe I should move that a little. Nah, skip it. We're going to keep it right there. But yeah, that would have been the 4-pointer on the 15 minutes. So I think that was the biggest. I don't know if I've ever traded this in the context of a 15-minute trap. What happened here? Did I not get filled? Just toe tap me and didn't fill me? This thing's looking super bullish though. I'm not gonna. Well, when I say super bullish, it's looking like this person here is just maybe because yeah. That's interesting. On this 5-minute chart, it says I didn't get the fill. On this 5-minute chart, it says I did get the fill. That's interesting. All right, so where's this at? 49.75. This is at 51.50. Why are they different? If I cancel this one, does it cancel the other one? What? It showed me 2 different prices? That's crazy. A little bit of an anomaly here at extreme range for the short side. If this goes red, that would be a little bit of an anomaly trade. Call it the anomaly. That's interesting. So Good morning, Tracy. Hope you're doing good. Not gonna lie, I brought out a big gun today, and I'm trying to kill this bear right now. Actually, I'm trying to kill this bull. And the bull's not going down. Not rage trading. This is definitely according to the plan. I doubled down though, got a little rogue. But we could see the end of it right here. I could get ran through by this bull, Spain style. Get lifted up into a second story window. Took my pants, took everything. Man, I wanted to hit this one for the stream so, but oh man, that would have been sick. I know I keep talking about it, but that would have been sick. All right, closed pretty strong here. I'll take another 3. I'll take another 3 right here. It's good. All right, so 1,060 off that. I'll take another 3 average. Well, I'm not going to average. It is technically averaging down a little bit, but I wanted to take it somewhere up here, the other 3, just because it's only like another $60. Yeah, I don't mind that. Could get ran through. It's looking pretty thin to the upside, so this could be it. The Bandito went down. The bull took me out. This has got to start. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say this has got to start opening up to this upside here. Now, if this comes all the way back down after it stops me out and just flushes, I'm going to applaud the market and walk away golf clapping. So I'll say, well done, sirs. I know there's big sellers up here. So with this buyer, by the way, we may have a little bit of an actual move here. I need the volume to pick up, though, above this level to take it. And I think that was the fill on the 15-minute, if I remember correctly. Let's have a look here. So that was a disappointing morning. Obviously, a little heavier than I'm normally trading, but I'm telling you, I could show you many examples of this trade killing it. I have proof that trade will kill it many times. So that 1.75 off the short, though, this is why I talk about context is really important, because this just got filled for 144 points if we would have took that 15-minute trap. So that's done here. And that's why, so again, under traps, under a bigger context, that's why most of the other trades against it, bear traps, will fail, or any other kind of context, because the bigger time frame's carrying that momentum. So let's see what happens here. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Get some volume. This will be a 2-bar break to the upside. Definitely not going to go 3 contracts. But it's a, you know what? This is totally cool. This would have been an epic trade. I'm telling you. I'm going to pull up a couple examples. I'm going to put them in a recap. I'm going to show in the back test how many times this works. I will show it, because I could probably find one right here. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Let me see here. I'm gonna try and find one. I'll keep that stream up. I'm gonna try and find one. I'll find one right now just for the stream, because one just happened like a week or 2 ago. Just happened. Keeping an eye on that time, by the way. Want the volume to come in here a little bit. I want to see the volume pick up. We got a lot of sell volume up here, a lot of heavy sellers here, but I want that volume to come up. This one's tricky. This whole context is tricky. This is the first 2-bar to the upside, but I don't think I would take it based off of the lack of volume on this break here. But we got a minute left. If this volume can start killing it, start extending a little bit, might change the mind. All right, let me see here. How much time I got left here? Is that volume starting to kick up now? So these two, as the volume's increasing, this could be the. So if this volume was big, this volume was low, that probably wouldn't count as much. So there's two ways to deal with this for me. I could either take it now when the volume's not there, or I could wait for this third bar. If the volume increases on the third bar, I could take the whole range. But let's just get into one here. Put a little 3-point stop here. Not a recommendation, especially with how I've been trading today. Man, everything's so big today. So again, this is a little bit front running. The strategy is saying the volume didn't quite get there. But if we get an increase in volume on this third bar here, I can take the whole measured move. So this is more likely to fail. It can still work. There's still a percentage work. Like volume doesn't necessarily mean that these moves will not work. But I've noticed that you can filter out of some bad trades with a low volume. But the volume did get a decent amount up there. We're just going to be running into these sellers here who should smack down this trade in general. 42 is the range. I'm going to go 42. All right. So if we're going to get another smackdown, it's going to be where these heavy sellers are. But I'll get into one here, wanting to see buyers step in again. All right, let me find this other anomaly here. I'm looking for it. Not anomaly, sorry. I'm going to show you a triple trap. I want to show you a triple trap happen in its beauty. Is this it? No. What a trumpet's heavy today. Man. Clarinet too, huh? I'm going to find this triple trap. How am I looking? Yeah, we're fine. This is where the sellers were. So if I was playing a zone, this would be the sell right here. Now, if this was the point and it gets smacked down all the way down to here, then I'd just be like, well, at least I found him. Hippo didn't look so strong up there, did he? Still looking for this triple trap. Give me a second. Boom. Ah, here it is. I found one. All right, let me know if you guys can see this. Well, how do I connect this back to the... Oh, you know what? I'll just do it on a different thing here. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to get a new stream here. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, why is that not working here? Come on. Oh, so this is not going to show me that. What day is this? Monday the 16th. Alright, maybe I'll just have to show it on Top Step. Alright. Let me just show it on Top Step then. So, Monday 16th. Again, see how it smacked down off this? I took it, but because the volume difference here It's best to wait for the third candle to see how this would come into play. By the way, this is a twin top, almost a twin top reversal. There's still going to be some buyers here, but are they going to be able to outweigh this, or is this thing going to cool off a little bit and then us build strength and rip through the upside? So, all right, nonetheless, let me find it here. So I'll go to the clean chart, move drawings here. Still keeping an eye on everything, by the way. This would be the second break in 5 minutes off of the 15-minute chart as well. Oh no, this would be the first break if it turned green. So let's go to the 16th here. 16th here, right here. Are we in the 15-minute? I need to get the 5-minute. 16th. All right, so this was a triple trap that worked beautifully. Let me see here. 16th or the 15th. Here we go. Look at this. So strong bull, right morning. Now look. Broke out. Tried to go higher. Came back in the range, right? Here's one trap here. Boom. Here's your first one. Right? 1.75. That's where I normally would have taken it. Look at this. Broke out. Tried to go higher. Broke out the bodies. Tried to go higher. Came back into the range. There's another entry. And now there's two of them. I can go 2 to 1. And I put my stop up here where the nearest stop is. So now I can go 2 to 1 off the biggest context. So whichever one's the biggest, that's the one I can take 2 to 1. I can umbrella all the other ones 2 to 1. Broke out. Look at, see? Broke out. Tried to go higher. Came down to range 3. Triple trap. You can go 2 to 1 for sure. Like, it is like a, in this context, I think you can go 3 to 1. Let me see. Where would 3 to 1 be? Yeah, you can go 3 to 1 on this one. So I don't know. I'm going to have to go find some more traps to get data. But if you can go 3 to 1 on every triple trap, look at that. Just a monster trade here. This is a triple trap. Triple trap flush. I'm telling you, I could find you dozens of examples of the triple trap just working, right? Anyways, this trap, this candle looks like it's about to actually get stopped out here, which was to be expected. This is where those sellers were in general. I'm going to let it fill me. Should I let it fill me? I'm going to have to let it fill me. But notice the volume here. That was a key here. If I end up getting stopped out, this was where, right here, volume here on this break. And notice the volume difference from this one, which is this bar. This is the bar we needed to break out of and how it's different. See the difference here? So there is an argument to be made, though, that if you have a break plus this bar and they both equal this, you could consider that more buying pressure than selling pressure, right? Because there's cumulatively more buyers than sellers here. And the volume's increasing as it's going up. So still, it's not a terrible trade here. Here's your volume difference here, right? But if you add this up and this up, which is roughly 20K plus 14K, so that's roughly 35,000. You go to this one, it's 26,000. 35,000 to the buy side is bigger than 26,000. So still need to get quite a bit of data. I don't have hard data on that. But that is something that I've noticed that's been helping me. A lot of work to do to get hard data, man. It takes a lot of time to back test. That's why I made a couple tiny adjustments, and I just don't have the data for it. But nonetheless, triple trap here, right? I'm telling you, this triple trap context. Look at this, trap, trap, trap. Let's look here. Doesn't that look familiar? Boom, boom, boom. Except for this one's a little bit of a doji, but still, you're not gonna get them perfect. This one's a little bit cleaner because it's like perfect context every time. It's like breaks out, comes back to the bodies. Breaks out, comes back to the bodies, not the wick. Breaks out, comes back to the... This is like a textbook. Beautiful triple trap here. Beautiful triple trap. And I took this one. And it was beautiful. I remember taking this one. So, that's that. There's got to be more But that was one that I took, and that was on that crazy. Remember how algorithmic this was? Like they were flipping the switches so hard in this. You had a little anomaly here that you could have traded as well. There was all kinds of good stuff. There was all kinds of goodies that were funky. But yeah, anyways, nonetheless, here we are. We're trading the day's range today, and today we tried, and I'm not gonna lie, I went a little heavy. I went a little heavy here. I really wanted this. So now currently we're in a 2-bar break. Not the volume I necessarily wanted. We're running into these sellers here. Got a rejection like we were expecting, almost 50 points from that sell. Do have buyers here. We have buyers here. If we're going to trade this up from a 1-minute standpoint, let me kind of do a little bit of sweeping here. So we had our buyers and strong buyers this morning. So the buyers that were front running this morning, we caught them from here. Notice that these buyers, it just wicked right off of this. I put this up before it even tapped it, and just buyers just went boop, took it up. We have our pivot low here, and we have not broke this pivot low with consecutive bars yet. There was one break, but not with 2 bars. So we had a test here. They just bought it back up again. So that being said, it's just been channeling up all day long. Roughly. Yep. Doesn't look bad. But you got these sellers here that we got to get through. A lot of them. We've already tested these buyers down here, and these buyers are from over here. Let's go a little left here. Boom. Big buyers here. And we could continue to mark out some buyers here and here as well. But nonetheless, we're between these big players right now. And this is, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see us go a little sideways, you know, for the next few days. Still got data coming out. Wouldn't be surprised, though, to see it go pop up, kind of drift low, pop down, you know, until we actually break. And really what's going to be the key is having strong sellers here, having strong buyers here. That's what's really going to, we're breaking out of this range here. So yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the stream. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. I wish we would have hit the triple trap today. That would have been beautiful. Not much action for the strategy today. Besides that, I can be fully honest with you. I've never seen this not work. So the one time I take it on stream for it not to work is like, I'm just like, man. But remember, I said because of the 15-minute context here, this got its fill. This thing got its play. And the 15-minute, the reason why I'm on the fence, I don't have enough data, is because taking 15-minute trades, to go back and backtest all the 15-minute trades, 1.75. Let's go 7.6 because it's whatever. So this one worked great. But to take all of the context of the 15-minute, when you're trading prop firms, you don't really have time to hold on to these kinds of trades, because I'm sometimes in trades for like 4 hours on a 5-minute context, right? So triple that. You got 12 hours with a 15-minute context. That's very possible. Sometimes I'm in trades all day on the 5-minute context. So in the beginning, when I was first doing this data, I wasn't taking the 15-minute profits into example post-market, pre-market, but because of this and the way that this happens here, I don't want to talk with it. The saxophone's trying to out-talk me right now, and he's winning. I gotta weaken him. Weaken that saxophone real quick. So, all right, here we go. But seeing this happen, because I've seen it happen a few times, it's just, is it an edge or not? We need it to be above, because I'm trading, well, 1.75, I don't necessarily need to be above 50%. I need it to be around more like 40%. Because anything under 40%, Actually, I need it to be pretty much 50%. Because if 50% I take trades in the context of it going up, it makes it a little bit difficult. Running into these sellers again, lack of buying interest here. There are buyers still scooping this up on the bottom, but this could be a shift in momentum. So we are above pre-market highs. We'll look to continue to trade up in this channel, but if we break down here, this could shift the momentum, and then we're going to taste pre-market lows here. Yeah. Nonetheless, that's where we're at here. That's that 15-minute context. I'm taking that out. So yeah, all in all, I've never encountered a 15-minute trap in the context of 3 5-minute bull traps. Never, not once. So this is brand new for me, trading it for the first time. But now I know I have a piece of data, right? If there's a double or triple trap, but we're in a 15-minute trap, right? I still would take it, because two marks of a short on the 5-minute will outweigh a 15-minute most of the time. So I still would have taken this trade even still. But this is good to know anyways. I'm going to be marking this down and collecting this data because it's really nice to know. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Appreciate you guys being here. So, yeah, interesting. We're going to see how this works out. I am down quite a bit today. We went heavy. We went heavy on this triple trap. And I would do it all over again. Buyers just dredging up this market. We do have real sellers up here. And we're just going to see how the market's going to react. Are we going to dredge up and start eating into some of these sellers? Or are we going to find a lack of buyers? Sellers start taking over and us dredging back down again to see if these buyers are serious. Now we do have, if we look at the 1-minute context, a little bit easier to see where we have buyers. So obviously there's strong buyers here. So this is like the next level of buyers that tapped in. Right here. So these buyers bought it up. So if we come back down, we're going to be looking here. The next set would probably be right here. I would say right here. It has that volume. See that increase in volume? Kind of just like boop, boop, boop. That's looks like buyers to me. And then right here. Keep it right here. Notice again, increase in volume right here. You have another set of buyers right here. And then it was up here, but the guy ran to a little bit. Sellers tried to take them. So this is going to be the next level. And then you have this buying. Notice the accumulation, but you have a weird little spikes here. This could be considered a little bit of exhaustion from a 1-minute standpoint, even though a 1-minute standpoint doesn't carry as much weight as anything else. But if we're looking for a 1-minute, all these are 1-minute contexts of buying right here, right? So we'll put, really there hasn't been anything on the 5-minute. So, sorry for not capitalizing these Bs. That might bug some people. Bugs me a little bit. If I saw that, I'd be like, this guy right here, what is he doing? Not capitalizing that B. How dare he? Ooh. All right. So the reason why I'm labeling a 1-minute is because 1-minute buying has a different weight. Kind of like what Dewey was saying a little bit earlier with his different contexts. It's going to carry a different weight, basically. It's 15 minutes going to be the strong one. And Dewey's doing great scalping today, by the way. Yeah. So if we were to look at that from the 5-minute, now we kind of have a little bit better understanding where these buyers were. Just part of these bars. And it's just these little blocks here that pop up on the 5-minute. But from a 5-minute standpoint, this would get all ran through if we had strong, actual strong, like something like this, sellers that it would just run through everything, all this 1-minute stuff. So it's not going to carry as much weight. besides that, we're in a strong trend on the 15 minute. Broke out. Should be only looking for longs here as long as we're above this pre-market high. And this is even a bit of a 2-bar here on a 15-minute context. Right here. Boom, boom. So 5 minutes left in that 15-minute context. If that closes, and Dewey hit his goals for the day across accounts, by the way, Dewey just started trading full-time. Excellent. Excellent, and congratulations. It's amazing. Dewey has about a 5K limit, so he hit that today across, I think, how many accounts, Dewey? How many accounts do you trade a day? I mean, do you trading at once? Is my top step not? There we go. Is that better? Cut off some of that screen. There you go. I wonder if it switched because of the... Oh, I don't know. Oh, whatever it is, that's fine. Slowing down a touch here. 15-minute. 4 minutes left. If this one goes red, we're probably going to dip back into the pre-market highs at least. If we go green, I will add another contract to the long. Would like to see the volume, though, pick up before I do that. Big sell side volume there. Pretty slow right now. Pretty chill. I say that, I'm going to get flushed out as soon as I said that, but still pretty slow. Pretty slow above these levels. And if usually I like looking at the footprint. See how the volume's starting to just dive a little bit here. Footprint, we would see exactly what's kind of happening here between these two ranges. And seeing if there was a buyer's trap due to this high volume candle here, and then it sold off into this level. We're checking to see if these buyers are still here. It could be numerous things from a footprint standpoint to look at. But again, I'm getting my internet today at my new house, my new little pad. So I have that in contact with my video editor, and then I'm gonna take a couple payouts and set up my little YouTube studio. And, well, I'm definitely not taking a payout on this account, but take out a couple payouts, set up my little studio, and then I'll have my camera on so you guys can see my mug, which would be great if you guys are new here. So, Dewey just wrote back. He said he trades 28 accounts today. 28 accounts. So he made 5K over 28 accounts. And I thought, I was thinking from my standpoint, I'd be like, oh, that's great. Like, you know, 28 accounts, you only need $200 and you made your 5K. But he trades them individually, which I think is so rad. Because, Dewey, how many trades do you think you do a day across all those accounts? What do you think? It's got to be up there. It's got to be like... It's got to be up in the hundreds, triple digits now? Off 28 accounts? It's got to be up there. Yeah, so yeah. 100? Would you say more than 100? Yeah, because if we're going to trade manually across 28 accounts, that's got to be like 150 trades a day. I'm looking at like 10, 20 points a day. That would mean that if you're doing 100 and something trades a day, your accuracy's got to be way up there too. All right, let's see here. So, well, it says quantity, but it doesn't tell me the trades. Does that tell me? Because quantity could be more contracts, right? Or do you just trade one contract at a time per account? By the way, look at this 15-minute, 1 minute left. The volume's not there. Argument to be made that I still should go long here, but I don't think I'm going to add to the long because of how big the top wick is, although the volume is here on the 15-minute. This is more likely to fail. We're running into these sellers. I am one long here, but off a 5-minute context. Again, up, literally buying into these sellers here, buying right into resistance isn't fantastic either. Right? I'm kind of just, it's an accumulation of my fault, but also the strategy just not working today. I shouldn't be down 1,800. I should, if I was to take it 1 for 1 on each one, I should probably only be down like $500 today. But in my defense of the execution, because I say that my strategy and me work as a team, right? I don't view me and the strategy as the same. The strategy is telling me what to do. So the strategy is guidance and saying, hey, you should only be down, you know, if this is a red day, that's okay. Red days are like 1 in 5, basically. 1 in 5 are red days, and usually they're not too bad. They're definitely not this bad. But me as the button pusher, right? I decided, dude, this is sweet. I've seen it work many times. I want to go a little heavier. And because the risk to reward is fantastic too. So I went a little heavier, got stopped out, double dipped, stopped out again. Now this double dip here was my mistake. This is me getting a little bit like, you gotta be kidding. Like if this thing dumps back down again. So those are all like psychological things that weren't disciplined because I wanted to get this context, right? But that's okay. They happen. We're gonna make mistakes. It's fine. But this is a mistake. Me taking this because it broke down below this. This is saying there's not that much meat on the bone, and you don't take this because this is more likely to get ran through. And look what happened. Boop, ran through. So not only that, we were in the 15-minute context. So even if I did trade the 15-minute and we had a couple of these traps, I would have exited the trade on this one. So I would have entered probably here. So if I was to chart what actually would have happened here, let's go to the clean chart here. Let's go to the clean chart and see how many points the strategy would be up. All right, so the strategy would currently be up. Let's see here, 29. We got market open here. Let's go 15-minute. So entry would have been here off the break. Well, okay, so this is an argument, but let's just say we incorporate pre-market and post-market context for the 15-minute trap, which this would have been. I'm going to put it here. I would have put it 1.75, which is roughly here. Okay. Now with 1.75, with this 1.75, I would have gotten out. Oops. I would have gotten out of this trade right here on this second trap, and I would have reversed the trade. So right here is where I've exited, and then I would have entered, according to my rules, entered here, right? So I'm just charting to see what the strategy would have been, right? If I would have traded appropriately, so that we can get a current count of the strategy. Then I would have went 2 to 1, and I would have entered in for 2 here. So this would be 2 contracts, and I would have put a 3-point stop above this, which would be 34.75. 34.75. All right. All right. So now this right here wasn't a true trap. This is a B minus because this didn't get back down to the bodies here or break below. This wasn't an add, but guess what I did? I added. I wanted it. I wanted that context. So a little bit of a gap here. This is a B, I'd say a C minus quality. So usually I try and take B plus setups only. I'm going to make a whole breakdown of the different qualities of traps here in the future, but this would be not a part of it, but I took it anyways because I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this triple trap. So technically this is a double trap, almost triple trap. But nonetheless, I would have been in for 2. The strategy called for 2. That's what the strategy called for. So with that, I would have lost 35 here, been up 82 here, lost 70 here. So be up 12 points so far. Now with this break, came down, nothing really happening. And then this 2-bar, according to the strat, I should not be in this trade because the volume, even though it did uptick, it didn't get above what I needed it to break from, which is right here. So the strategy is up $24 on the day, right? 82 points here and minus 70 because I would have took 2 here. So 12 points on the day is what the strategy is saying, and there's no more trades. If I would have traded it to the T. I went a little manual override here. I wanted to get some content for this, not just this, I mean, obviously for the stream, but I wanted to like hit this trade because triple traps don't happen too often. And this is where the bias starts coming into play, right? This is where the psychology and the discipline need to happen here because I'm down 1,800. I should be up $24. You see what I'm saying? So the strategy is fantastic if I traded appropriately, but this is why, you know, guidance is so important from the strat, right? By the way, this is looking disgusting, by the way, all this crazy wick doji stuff. So should not be in this trade because of the low volume, but that's if I want to trade it like to the T. It does not mean that this trade's still not going to work out. It's just less likely to work out. So I decided to take the long here. So that's the cap on the day, recap on the day for this 5-minute context. Really, there was no more trades for me. Let's see, where was open at? Actually, open was here. Let's see, was this another 5-minute here to add? And I missed it? No, it was not. Okay. So yeah, there's your cap for the day. Should be up 12 point, or should be up $24 based off that, but it's all good. The beautiful thing about prop firms is that we can. Okay, so dude said that he trades about 6 to 8 contracts per account. So he's really dipping in and out with these contracts, scalping little points here and there. So the thing about trading with the strategies, it's there for a reason, right? It's there to help guide you, protect you. If you have the data, there's no reason to go off course. It's going to be profitable over time. So when I go back and I look at my data and I'm like, dude, I lost 1,800 on this day and I should have been up. I should be up right now. It's not a really. I need to go back and say, okay, this is why we don't take bad quality trap continuations. This is why we have the context of the 15-minute into play. But I ran into a couple like, well, this could be, couldn't be, a little bit of a mix. Hindsight's 2020, right? So in hindsight, this obviously was the trap that worked. Even though I did say it was a trap, 15-minute post-market, especially when you have a flat, and it broke out of all of this. Like it broke out of literally everything. Ran right into the buyers, bounced off of it. Not a bad buy. Not a bad buy. Obviously not a bad buy, but I mean, even under normal context, not a bad buy. I didn't take it. Triple trap, got ran through. Still would have got short though. I just should have been only short 2 contracts. And then now I'm in a 2-bar where the volume is not. It's less likely to work because the volume's dying. This is getting very interesting though. Just dojing up here. There's buyers buying it, but there's not new buying interest here. So it is very interesting. I don't normally cut trades early. I'd prefer to let it hit my stop. But this is a trade where I'm just like, I feel like we need a little bit more confidence in a direction. Oh, that was like a sonic ring sound. But anyways, thanks for jumping into the stream, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. I'll be on for live for probably another 30 minutes before I have to go to work. Wish we could have hit that double trap, almost triple trap on stream. That would have been sick. And then might get stopped out on this. and all is well. So yeah, there's all that. It's all the context there. This is what the strategy called for. Yesterday did really, really, really well. Just quickly, I'll chart some of that for you guys. We hit our first 2-bar, even though we dumped, only looking for shorts. Had a 2-bar here, went short here. Boom. 1-to-1. Right? And had a second 2-bar here, right here. But I didn't take it. And this is, again, my strategy is calling for it. So if I'm trading purely the strategy right now, no other additives, not only do I take that, I also take that. Also, we hit a 3-bar play, which the 3-bar play was right here. So strong bar, inside bar. How you play a 3-bar in a strong trend is, I did take this one too. So what you do is you measure the body. This is Al Brooks. You measure the body, about like right here. Half the size of the body you're looking for after the second bar. So 73 points, this is going to be roughly like 37. We'll say 37 points, right, of a scalp. So when you have that strong bar like that, you have your inside bar. This isn't super clean on the NASDAQ. It probably would have been a little bit more clean on the S&P. You know how wiki the NQ gets. But how you look for is your entry is a 1 tick below the first inside bar, and you're going to short right there. So the short would be right here. I like putting a stop about 50% of the bar. And then you're looking for that 37 points. So this is not even a 2-to-1, but this is a high percentage quality scalp here. Being right there. Not right there, 38 points, but we'll say 37. So that was a scalp. This is a true scalp here. So you put your limit here after this bar closes. It fills, comes down, tags you out. And that would be a scalp. So we did take this one on stream. So then we had our second bar. We took this one on stream too. And then we had right here, I didn't take this trade, but the trade called for it on the 5-minute. But what happened here on the 15-minute is that we had a bear trap. So this one we got to stop out. But you see how it cracked below these lows, tried to go lower, came back up into this range. I got long. So I went long here, was looking for 1.75. Yep, looking for 1.75 here. And ended up getting filled eventually. I unfortunately had to go to work, so I had to cut the trade off early, which was pretty lame because I have to manage it. So what had happened though is I not only did it call for the stop, that this one would have been another 2-bar here. Let me check the live trade here. So see our first break here on the downtrend, getting close to that stop here. So again, lack of buying interest up here, and we know that there's big sellers up here. Shouldn't really even be in this trade, but I'm in it and I'm going to stick with it. But really shouldn't be in this trade. So according to the volume, according to the strat, this is a 2-bar, but the volume didn't get above that candle here. So it's all right. Continuing back-to-back testing for yesterday, or just showing you what the strat did. Where we at here? Oh yeah, so pivot high from the morning, right here. Came down. Here's our first 2-bar as well. Now, if the 15-minute goes green, I can take a green 5 minutes. So I did do that. And the beautiful thing about this trade is I can umbrella it because it's under the 15-minute context. So that means instead of going 1-to-1, I can bring it all the way up to my 15-minute here, right? And it got the fill. And I think the last trade of the day was right here off this 2-bar break here. And this would have been a long. Now here's the tricky thing. I always cut my trades off 5 minutes before power hour if I'm holding them from before 11:30. So 1-to-1 would have been here. Almost got the stop there. A little bit of selling into that. But see at 55 here. 14.55 at the close of that bar right here. That's when I exit the trade. And then I play a little bit of different context according to the the end of the day here. So it gets a little tricky, but this is your second 2-bar here, but I would not take it. Any trades after 11:30, the quality goes down. They could still work, like this one still worked. I just trade them a little differently. So, but yeah, the strategy did well. If you were to just trade the strategy flat, no other influences, this one did 104 minus 92, so up 8 plus up, 240, so about 250 plus another 55, so about 300 points, $600 on per micro. It worked out really great. I went a little bit off script, and it ended up working for me, but what I had done is I had seen these buyers way over here. This little stretch of buyers, you can barely see them, but they're over here. What I had done is I seen these institutional buyers come in, right? And another one here, boom. And what I did was I mapped it out from this. And I said, you know what? I don't, with how heavy that buying was, I don't want to short into that. Kind of like what I should be doing here. I don't want to buy into this. So with this, I decided not to take the short because I said, you know what? This is looking like it's getting right into these heavy buyers. We're up. We took a couple good trades. The volume was there, increased, right? Got over the volume we needed to get through here. There's all the signs pointing, but I just said, I don't want to buy into these. I don't want to sell into these crazy buyers down here. I want to see how it reacts first because it'll give me another entry. So I cut that one. Also, because of the heavy sellers here, right here. If you were watching the stream, you saw me take a point here at 88. I took one off. So I was in for two. I took one off at 88. And I wanted to, I wanted to sell. I wanted to reload if it came back down. And we got news here. See this big candle here? That was Iran shooting missiles into Israel. So that's what that was. So when we came back down, the buyers were here. Strong buyers were here, right? I wanted to reload somewhere in here. Preferably with this context here, I would have liked to get in somewhere in here. But I had to go to work about right. I forget where it was. It was like right here. I had to go to work. But this would have been the reload. And look, if I would have reloaded, let's just say we got the top of it. I would have put my stop, kind of like what you guys see me do with the commodities. Put my stop maybe a few points under. I might put my stop where this previous stop is for the trap. And then we can umbrella it all the way back up to the 155 here. So had I been here, who knows what I would have done psychologically, but had I been here for the whole day, this would have been a monster day. Just, we got the scalp. We'll just call that 40 points. We'll call this 100 points, so 140, 280, 350, 500, 550. 550 points. That would have been $1,100 based off that context with the reload. That would have been just sick. I had the right ideas. They ended up working out. So, and now at 1,500, it wouldn't have been so bad. It would have been solid. But this day, I kind of botched it a little bit. This is like trying to skin a fish, and I just left so much meat off and left bones in. Left bones in the market, but nonetheless, yeah, so that was great. So this was the context for there. We still ran into these buyers here. Like, and also we had, wow, this is the 5-minute context. Where's the, I had buyers from somewhere. I wonder if it was like, were they here? Oh yeah, because the buyers from here yesterday. So technically, because of this, because we have these new buyers here, this new institutional buying that stepped in like crazy, see the volume slowly ticking up. Candles not really overlapping. Looks great for buying. So I dragged this all the way across here because this is the buyers reinforcements. This is them stepping in, and look, we tap into this zone, rip out of it. Unbelievable. Beautiful buy. So under this context, I should have went long, but nonetheless, beautiful buying. And now as you can see, for charting, we have, look at all the sellers from yesterday. So for these sellers from yesterday, I'll take this, and I'll take the next kind of, we can call it like right here-ish. Right here-ish. This is fine, about right here. And drag this over. And this is where we're going to run into our resistance here. This is where the sellers are going to look to start heating back up again. And notice we're getting close, and we're starting to fade away a little bit. Doesn't, oh, this is a trap, by the way. I should be in this long. Oh, man, that's a bummer. Okay, so notice, break out of these wicks. See that? Tried to go lower, came back up into range. This is a long here as well. 1.75, I would umbrella it under the 1. Let's just take another. Take another, a little late, but we can umbrella it, so it's fine. 3-point stop, so I'll put this at, where are we at here, 32. This could blow the account, by the way, if it gets stopped, which is fine. I have another XFA ready to go. 28, 28.75, 28. We'll go 28 here. Stop, sell 1. All right, so little missed that better entry here. That's about 10 points of slippage. But yeah, rules to take another one there. Dewey's like, don't you love watching me trade with all these emotions? Yeah, you have them. You just got to curb them, right? Everybody has emotions, but you got to be able to just respect your strat. I'm neurotic, so I'm like, I could be very mentally bouncy. So for me, scalping's fantastic. Doing these one-to-ones is great. Because it helps me psychologically. I'm able to scratch off trades. This was a little heavy. Not gonna lie here. That was a little heavy, but I still feel really good about that. Besides the reload, the first one I felt really good about. The reload probably shouldn't happen. By probably shouldn't happen, it should not have happened. Dewey says he's got meds for me. Dude, I can't do it. I have a lot of respect for people who do the meds and stuff like that, but man, I feel like ADD sometimes is a superpower, and other times it's kryptonite. Depends on what I'm doing. Dude said I can't talk and trade at the same time, or he said he couldn't talk and trade at the same time. It is tough. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to explain different contexts and stuff like that, but still. By the way, off of our pivot high here, here's the first break. So if this continues and we get a little bit of volume, need the volume to step above this guy here. See the volume? If we get volume, see the volume buy side's kind of decreasing, but if we get a nice shock to the upside here, get above this volume here, that's going to be good for the bulls. Got about 20 minutes before I got to go to work, so I hope this trade can happen in the next 20 minutes. So as far as the strategy goes, remember we were trading the strat context. As far as the strat goes, this would be an actual long for the strat. A clean long. So this would be like one that I would back test in perfect context. It'd be like, yeah, this is the one we take. We're with trend, by the way, so we get to go 2-to-1. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't umbrella the one of them actually, because one of them, this one's not even supposed to be in right now. So where is this at? This is at 123. 123. I did umbrella both of them, but 123, that's going to be the first take here, if it gets up there. This would be a bull trap if this happens. Would not take it because we're in a strong uptrend. Again, how we define a strong uptrend is being above pre-market highs. So unless, well, let me see here. Did we retest the extreme here? Let's see how many points off we are. 7 points. That's exactly where my marker is. So technically I consider this a test at the extreme. So I got to flip the script on this trade if it goes down here. So if this goes red, as long as it doesn't go below this bar, I have to flip the trade. Not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. I have to flip the bar here because a trap into a trap, and then this trade I'm not technically supposed to be in for the sake of the context of the trade. Still tough though. If it gets above here, then I stay in the trade. 10 seconds left. Oh, this man, see, I'm telling you, I'm left with these tough decisions here. I'm going to flip it.
Order filled.
Put a 3-point stop here. Very tough. So if this trade ends up working, that would be a little bit, I mean, if you end up getting stopped out, then it is what it is. But I'm trying to be a little bit more strict. So I had to get out of this one. This 2-bar, I need more data on this as well. If I'm in a 2-bar that doesn't have the volume requirement, can I flip the script? We retested the extremes, came in with a trap. This is really hairy. This whole day is really tricky. So I have a 3-point stop here, which is fine. But yeah, I'm supposed to take that short. And then my take profit would be here. So I'm only supposed to look for longs in a strong uptrend, by the way. But when we test the extremes within 7 points, this is exactly 7 points. I want you to look at this. Look at this. See that? It's within 7 points from this wick to this wick here. 5.75 points. If it's within 7 points, I consider this through back testing a retest of the extreme. So unless we're having this crazy small day that bars are like 5 points big all day long, then I wouldn't consider it a retest of the extreme. Might change the context a little bit. But so this one, it should come down here. I mean, this is where I would take profits at. Where? 1.75? Yeah. Yep. If you guys are new to the stream Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. And yeah, shouldn't be heavy days like this, but nonetheless, we're trading price action using Al Brooks' methods. Some of his entries, exits. I've developed a strategy called the House Brew. Should be up 12 points on the day. Actually, considering this new context, we'll find out here in a second. It might be down, might be up only 6 points. But here Monday through Friday streaming, we'll have my new studio. Just moved into a new place. We'll have my camera on. Be looking to trade, do some price action. If you guys are new to trading, I'm going to be going through a whole beginner's guide, brand new. It's going to be great. We're going to be looking for strategies for 2024. I'm going to be offering my strategy to you to speculate, not as trading decisions. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Trade at your own risk. But having that being said, I'm going to get this appropriate here. We are here. Might get stopped here. This buyer is strong, but again, I have to get out here based off my context. I don't have a choice. Take one more for the discount. Take one for the discount. Another $10 a loss. I'll take one more. So the trade is not invalidated until bulls are strongly buying above the trap. So we're insinuating that there's trap bulls here. If buying interest can't get above this level, doesn't matter if it comes up thin. If it comes up thin, that's just saying, okay, yeah, it ran up here, but there wasn't strong buying above it. So for me to get it at a discount, right, to get it to where it's like, all right, I have to enter in down here, but for me to be able to get it for, you know, what is this? 2 more points, like risking like another $10 to make 80. It's 8 to 1, and likely, even though it comes up here, it doesn't mean the quality of the trade has gone down. So for me, it's not adding to a loser. It's actually getting a winner at a cheaper price, if that makes sense. Now, if this trade got stopped and then I actually entered in more, kind of like what I did with this one, this was adding to a loser. That was it, which I haven't done in a long time. So, but it still happens. Catch the best of us. Adding to a loser here, that was adding to a loser. This is not adding to a loser. I mean, I guess technically if it loses, no, I don't know. But nonetheless, I can get a little bit better pricing there. Okay, Dewey, that is great. Let me see. I'll send you to a number 6 AMBQ account. Just to do it. T12 accounts have 284 MN key traded, so that's 23.66 contracts per account. 1 minute ATR came in too. Sorry if I read that a little out of stream. I made a lot of context. I'm gonna get my Is this looking familiar? If this kind of comes up, I'm gonna give this a smidge more of room. A smidgen more of room. We had a little bit of a break here. Barely. I don't know. Let's see here. Look at that. A little bit of a break here. If this came up, there's a reason why I'm giving a little bit more room, because I just want to see it just in case. If this comes up here, hopefully, then draws back down again, another double trap, which I don't think I've seen 2 double traps on a day. Maybe one time. But a 2 double trap? Ooh. That's juicy couture right there. Ooh. Let's see what's going to happen here. Or I might just get ran through and then not be anything. All right, so I get rid of this. Let's do a little chart sweeping here. We'll add to this a little later, this context. Got my stop proportion for a little bit of slippage just in case. We'll see what happens here. Oh, I'm digging this music. It's nice. All right. Sorry, sending some messages, whatnot. Would love for me to be on one right side of this trade here. So since this didn't go higher and come back down, this is not an ad for me, by the way. You do have buyers here, but really, let me check from a 15. Let's look at the 15-minute here. Need to do a little bit of some cleaning up. Remember, this is all strong buying from the 1-minute standpoint. So again, this is our messy chart, so we can have this here. 1-minute strong buying. But based off of 15 and 5-minute context, 1-minute buying won't really be as respected if we're seeing setups trudging into this area here. They don't carry as much weight. But yeah, maybe we get a little love here. Why did I put this here? I don't know why I put that here. I'm getting rid of that. Okay. Come on, Nelly. Come down here. Hope you guys have a good morning. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. You guys want to watch me losing money every day? No, we're good. We're good. The strategy is great. I went a little rogue, and that's all right. That happens to the best of us. What matters is keep your psychology strong. If you're having a little bit of tilt, which I feel actually really good. If you're having a little bit of tilt or anything, take a little break from the live markets. Go and back test, or just take a breather. Take a little breather. Take a little moment for yourself. Get some breaths. Get a breather. Go back test. Go back test and watch your edge in the markets. Do well. Gain that confidence again. Come back. Or re-implement it. Right? I actually haven't been back testing as much as I should. So I'm even feeling a little bit like I need to hit the gym. Right? Because I'm making mistakes that I shouldn't be making. There we go. Got the short there. So there we go. That's a nice short here. Was I in for 2? Why does it feel like I was in for 2 there? I was in for 2. Why was I in for? Oh, because I got one at a better price. You see, the trade quality. I'm reiterating here. Just because it went against me does not mean the trade quality is worse. It means that I get the same trade at a better price. This is exactly why. This is a prime example of why I do that at times. If it comes up here, might have a 3-point stop, right? So the actual tick was right here. So 19 points of a stop here. Here. 3-point stop. And I got one, I think I got one, where did I get the fill at? Oh, by the way, if this thing comes back up again, it's going to start getting a little reverse double try. This get all kinds of crazy. So let's see here. I got one at 81. 81. That was my second fill right up here. Got another short here. It's like, why not? You know, 81. My stop's at 87. I'm risking $12 more. $12 more. Got the fill here. I'm risking $12 more for the same trade. And instead of me just getting 22 points off of, or actually, let me see here, it was 1.75. Where's that fill at? Where's the exit? Exit is at 39.50. All right, 39.50. So instead of the first one, oh, let's put it there, screw it. The first one, we got this much. We got this fill, we got this much, right? Good, green, 1 point, whatever. But when you get the fill at 81 now, look at the risk reward. Dude, it's almost 10 to 1. And the thing is this trading quality doesn't go down 10 to 1. If you go look at the data on trades like this, I'll have many trades that come back, especially on traps. It's probably the quality, like I might lose off 50% retracements. The quality might go down like 10%. So we'll see what happens. Dewey has something. He said, let's see, 1 minute and 3 minute RSI. Since 1 minute RSI went lower than the 40 this time, will the 3 minute go to the 40 line soon? If so, can price go to 2100 per 2010? Sorry, I was saying that wrong. 2010 perhaps, which is right down here. All right, 3 minute ATR is at 2010. Nonetheless, that was a good trade. So for the strat, this ended up working out. Through another one. Me adding a little rogue, I do have a whole nother chapter of this strategy that actually adds in different contexts. I just don't have enough data to bring it live, because when the strategy loses, basically whatever you lose double. So I need to have the bankroll to be able to lose double. But when you win like 3.5 or something like that more. So it's double the losses for 3.5 times more, which can be really great. But that's only if it retraces. So technically not a true 3.5. So if I could find a way to filter that and get really great. So let's look here. This is supposed to be our clean chart, so I'm going to knock off a couple of these, but the strategy overall in the day is up another 28 points. So we lost 6 from the split. We gained 28, so a total of 34 points. So it should be up $70 per micro on the day for the strategy. Yeah, I'm down only 850 points. But that's all right. I'm telling you. I'm gonna catch a triple trap. It's gonna happen. It's like catching like a wild Pokemon. I'm gonna catch that boy, and I'm gonna do it on stream too. And when I do it, I'm gonna do a video about it. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna talk to my editor. We're gonna be like, look, I need you to go into overdrive on this one. I want Pokemon everywhere. I want to do like a Pokemon Snap thing. And then you just come around the corner, around the trees on this rail. There you go. You're going to see this triple trap, dude. Rare. I'm going to throw a Pokeball at it. We're going to catch that boy. A little bit of a trap here. Actually, should be in the long here. Trap, broke out, came back. Oh, gosh, what am I doing? I'm a little slow here today. Supposed to be in the long here. Man, I am just slipping here. Slipping and sliding. I didn't think it was going to come all the way back. So, trap down here with trend today. So this is going to be a 2-to-1 rake. There's this. Stop's going to be 3 points below this. Not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor. Trade at your own risk. None of these trades or trading strategies are recommendations, as I am doing this for entertainment purposes. Risk is yours. Full disclosure. So again, if this trade comes down, back down to here, I'll take one more. Take a look at the 15-minute here. It's going to give us a little bit cleaner context. I'm going to get rid of some of this to clean up the chart for my price action. Just going to remove some of this to see where we're at here. So from a 15-minute standpoint here, we've got 3 minutes left in this candle. We broke out of these bodies here, right? Broke out of these bodies, broke out of the wicks. Broke out of these 2 wicks. The thing is, we didn't try and go higher. If we would have tried to go higher and came back down, I would take the short. But since we did not go higher on this candle here and come back down, this is not it for me on the 15 minutes. So this is a scratch. The reason why we want the second bar to go higher is because we want not only a lack of buying interest, but we want trap traders to get up here before we reverse the context. So that's the theory behind there. So from a 5-minute standpoint on the clean chart, again, I'm in this trap here. Sellers tried to take it, tried to go lower, came all the way back up into the bodies. This is an A setup here for me. An A setup's not a recommendation. Trade at your own risk, but this is an A setup. I actually have an appointment here in about 2 minutes. Let's see what's going to happen here. Derek, 9:30. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go to work, actually. Make some money today. So I have my limit buy here. This will be my last trade for the day. Let's see. Let's check the 15-minute here. It is really interesting. Huge bottoming wicks. 50 minutes is looking funky in general, but it is looking pretty crazy. So 1 minute left. Probably going to have to get up and leave after this one. Got a phone. Let me see. Give me 1 second here. Cut my mic. Guys, like, I'm sitting outside of the building. I have an appointment at 9:30. It's 9:29. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll be out there. All right. Is that my signal? Is that the check for me to, I have to go work? All right. So I'm leaving with this. I'm parting with this. This is the heavy chart. Remember, we have really strong buyers here. We have a bunch of 1-minute buyers, but these guys ran through under context. So I'm going to delete all of these for a little sum up. I've showed you the strategy from yesterday. This is strong buyers from about a week ago. This is the strong buyers from, I think, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. We talked about the bull trap today in recap. We talked about the bear trap that ripped up. We did a double trap that I said it was a triple trap, but it wasn't a true triple trap. Failed. I ended up doubling down. This is rogue. This is called not according to my trading strategy at all. And that failed. Totally fine. It is what it is. You're going to take some of those. The sizing could have went different. I could have went like, oh, you know, this is not as, I could have went like 3 contracts instead of 9. So nonetheless, we have this bull trap, but we're running into these heavy sellers, which I know they're heavy sellers, but it's not a part of my strategy to not buy these traps ahead of these heavy sellers. So, and I am going to incorporate it, but it takes a lot of work. So in retrospect, I mean, not for now, we have sellers coming in again, right? I'm still going to add and take to the long here if it comes down and touches me. Which there's a lot of buyers stepping in here, but there's not a lot of buying interest up here. And sellers are going to be looking to sell this. So there's this could get stopped out here. That's okay. I'm going to leave this trade live. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to go cut hair. You see the risk to reward now is 3 to 1, or a little under 3 to 1, 2.75 to 1 or so. My tap out at 100 loss on this trade here. Nonetheless, not a lot of buying interest, so knowing that. But knowing the strategy says, hey, you got to take a long here, so I am. Hope you guys have a good day. Trading Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 9:30 Pacific. And no, I wish Dewey asked if I've been like in a trading quarters. No, actually, I don't have internet at my house, so my actual trade station is not there. I'm trading from a laptop at work right now. It's horrible. But anyways, I got to cut this guy's hair, and I'll be looking to do some recaps in the future. So stay tuned, subscribe, like the video. We're gonna get dialed here. We're gonna try and find these pivot levels, and hopefully be doing this full time by January. I got 3 months here. Well, I got 2 months before January, but 3 months. 3 months in general. Alrighty, guys, I'm signing off. Have a good day. Take care. Trade well. Keep your psychology tight, and you can take hold of the markets. Peace.